Go live, go live, go live. It says you are live. Holy crap. That's pretty weird. It's been a hot 2 weeks, maybe, well, literally and figuratively, but actually not too literally, because up here in the great state of Maine, it's been wet and cold and not all that warm, really. A couple of hot days, but anyway, I'm back. And let me just say, I want to say everybody, Ox, thanks for being here. Kyle, good to see you. Don't know, I'm still kind of befrazzled yeah, Jesus Christ, wait a second. Yeah, see, I'm echoing myself, which is no good. Yeah, and trees, hey, sandals, hey, what's going on? It's the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Welcome to this crazy stream. I'm not going to talk about religion. I might talk about politics. I don't know. But, it's just the 4th of July. How many years has it been since 1776? Somebody do the math and put it in the chat because I'm too tired. Yeah. And being a daughter of the great town of Lexington, Massachusetts, the birthplace of American liberty, 19th of April, 1775. Yeah, what a glorious morning for America. I have always, I grew up with a fair amount of interest in history. So maybe we'll talk about the revolution. Maybe we'll talk about the lead up there too, and how pissed off the residents of Massachusetts, my forebears, were back in the day. But for the moment, I'm focusing on the past 2 weeks, which have been pure hell. My computer died. By which I mean dead. I turned it on and it'd stay on for 3 minutes and then it would turn itself off. And then I'd turn it on and it would stay on for 3 minutes and turn itself off. Fortunately, the hard drive didn't crash, so I still have the data, but I didn't have a computer. So I went rummaging through the junkyards of Amazon.com and various other sorts of places and found something that you can't upgrade to Windows 11 legitimately, but a very capable machine, an i7, an older i7. I don't remember what the chipset is for those of you who are going to geek out on me. Like business level graphics and this and that, but I got a was it 1030 or something? I don't know, a graphics card and threw it in there. So I, on the cheap, recovered stuff, and it became capable of doing some crazy ass shit, like putting Southwest Harbor behind my back here. And making adjustments to the sound, little sound processing and all that happy horse shit. So I'm back, and I have a friend sitting on the other couch, almost all the way to the other coast, but not quite. Back, let me get you in here. See what we can do. Back.
Hello.
Back.
Hello.
Back, you there? Back.
Hello.
Are you there? Can you hear yourself back?
I cannot hear myself, which is amazing. Thank you, Steph.
That's great.
It's great.
We had a little issue there because I using this voice meter microphone software that I've been, until 2 days ago I didn't know what the fuck it did, and what patches to push and all of this. So I felt a little bit like the old-timey telephone operator with the cable and the this and the whom watts.
Hello. Let me connect you.
Hello. One ringy dingy. I could do the one ringy dingy, two ringy dingies. But for those of you of a certain age, and remember Lily Tomlin.
Oh God, don't even get me
Yeah.
started. I was just thinking about her. As soon as you got me doing the operator thing, I went right to Lily Tomlin. Not even kidding.
Yeah. I was not able to put my hair up in what I don't even know what that fucking hairstyle was called. I don't know, Germania. What have we here?
Hey lady, do you love me?
What we have here is Stephanie and Beck, and we're here on the 4th of July because we've got no life.
Here, I'm doing fireworks for you. Hold on.
Oh, 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 my heart.
Grand
Mein
finale.
Auge.
All right, there we go. I'm done.
Mein Auge, verdrossen. Or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know.
I probably just told a bunch of fucking deaf people to screw off or something and called them dirty names, and I don't even know it.
Probably did. You know, and that's what I love about you, because you know you'll tell members of you'll tell foreign leaders that they're full of shit, and
yeah.
And,
I would if they talked to me. I don't care.
No repercussions. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
sorry. I'm just riffing on right now. It's been a lot of sleepless nights putting this fucking thing together. And
Has it? I've been sleeping like a baby. Haven't been working for the last week, really. I did a couple small little projects. I made a few bucks, but I've been hanging out.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, this disaster, it's very difficult to actually operate a business without a computer, although in this day and age, you've got your cell phone, you can do that sort of stuff, but there's some stuff you just gotta have a sit down.
Yeah, it's really hard to do spreadsheets on a small phone. I don't like doing it.
Yeah, no, it's not much fun.
Yeah.
So it hasn't contributed to my productivity. But I learned a couple of things, and that's great. I always wanted, the old Zoom chat thing with the background stuff. I did some of that for U.S. Sailing. Back then we did like teleconferences, like during the pandemic and stuff, and presentations and shit. And it was really cool. So that's where I got the green screen from originally. It's like, oh, well, I've got that hanging around here. I wonder if I can make it work for StreamYard, anything else. And
I actually have one that I actually have a green, it's a green tablecloth, but it doesn't matter. It's a green screen that I can hang up behind me. I've never pulled it out. It's sitting right there on the top of my cabinet in the brand new plastic bag. I just never fucked with it.
I gotta pop out the chat so I can see what the fuck.
Besides, I think if I changed this view, no one would know who I was. Everybody's so used to this background behind me that's only changed once.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know. Well, that's the thing. I was kind of afraid that nobody would know who I was without the chart of Casco Bay behind me. But this is so much nicer because I feel like I'm sitting at the dock of Dice Arts in Southwest Harbor, which is where this is, on Ranger, which is the boat that I'm sitting on, which is now in Martha's Vineyard, but that's another story. And the owner I worked for at the time passed away, so life does go on, except for him. Rest in peace. He was a wonderful old fella. He was his last year of sailing, he was 86, and he would drive the boat upwind. I'd drive the boat downwind. He would drive the boat upwind.
Like the challenge, huh?
Well, he was very good, for one thing. He was very good. Very, and really knew his stuff. I mean, you had to sort of beat him up. Pay attention. Keep concentrating, Ken. You're doing a great job. Keep concentrating. You're doing great. But he was very, very good. He was really quite good, and I miss the guy quite a bit.
That's what you want to do, huh? Sail upstream at 86.
Yeah, Well, I'm not too fucking far away from it.
Oh, please. You got like another 20 freaking years.
I've got,
I don't even want to hear it.
Well, I've got
19.
86 would be 16.
You're 67, aren't you?
16 years in November.
Oh, no, that's right. You're 69.
No, honey. I am 69. It's nuts.
You turned 69. That's right. I remember.
YouTube punk, yay.
You haven't missed anything yet. We're just bullshitting right now and making sarcastic comments about anything. I don't know.
What? Go ahead.
That's what we've been doing.
Yeah, I just got something just said. Oh, this is a notice from my friend Critical Cupcake. Whoops. Uh-oh. If your sex life was a country, what country would it be and why? I think that's an pertinent question that deserves addressing.
Yes.
Yeah, God damn it. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm losing concentration.
Repeat the question.
Oh, fuck, man. I just closed the fucking tab.
Well, you only said it once.
I know,
quickly.
But yet you're supposed to be concentrating.
Look, you're drinking and I'm smoking pot. Come on now. We've got to give each other a break here.
And it's the 4th of July. I think you're right. If your sex life was a country, what country would it be and why?
My sex life was a country. I would say it's Saudi Arabia because it's all dried up.
Okay. We have an answer from Sandals in the chat that said I would like to say North Korea.
Is it a daily battle? You should hey Sandals, try consent. It makes it easier.
I would say Gannon style, but that's the wrong Korea.
No, that's the wrong Korea. North Korea. Oh, you said North Korea. I was thinking South Korea, which came up with the daily battle. Okay. I don't know much about North Korea. They're not in the news here. So, oh yeah, I don't watch the news. That might be why.
That might be it.
I don't believe most of it. What do you do?
We can cross the news off as a topic. We won't be covering the news. Hey, Gur, I did send you a fucking link if you want to come in here.
Ock said his is Atlantis. It's gone like it wasn't even there.
Yeah.
It's a myth. It's a mythological sex life. I love it, Atlantis.
Yeah.
That's great. Country.
I don't know.
Is there any single solo person country out there? Like someone has created their own country, and they're all by themselves. Because that's
you don't read the news,
country.
But there are all those sovereign citizen creeps that like to make asses out of themselves around here. But
no, it's not quite where I was going.
Grand Fenwick? I don't know.
Utubepunk Guam?
No, that's part of the U.S. of A.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, they're part of the U.S. of A.
Whether they like it or not.
Guam's in America. About this Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but that has a bunch of people that are part of that country now. They've all joined. He's talking about the old oil rig / container ship thing, and they made it their own fucking country.
Oh, yeah?
What's it called? I can't remember. I know one of you guys in the chat know. What's the name of that freaking place? You can pay to be a
salvage.
I can't remember the name of it.
I belong to the country of salvage.
I don't.
I don't know.
The oil? I don't know what it's called. Principality of Sealand. That's it. Sealand. It's Sealand. Well, that's right.
Now this goes back to the, if you're, what was it? Was your sex a country? Fuck, I forgot already.
Yeah.
Man.
Is there some place that's just a desert and it's empty? Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Your sex life.
I don't have a sex life.
Sealand would be, I suppose, interesting. There's the old joke about, I went to the mechanic and he told me I blew a seal and I told him to stay out of my personal life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as you said blue as seal, I knew.
But I am not. While I do admire marine life, I don't admire it that much. Maybe it doesn't
Actually,
admire me much either. To be honest.
yeah. Actually, there is a shipping company called Sealand. Sealand.
Mm-hmm.
So they have big container ships and stuff. So
Do.
maybe
And
the
then
original name of it was maybe it was a Sealand ship, and that's why they named it that.
yeah, and there's that, and there's the evergreen people that keep getting their freighters sideways in canals all across the world.
Wait a minute, how many times does that happen now?
Twice that I know of in the past year.
That's a
The
lot
Suez
in
Canal.
1 year.
Well, Suez Canal. It's probably the last year and a half. Suez Canal, and somebody got whacked out. It's really difficult to go sideways in the Panama Canal because you can't.
There's not enough room, right? It's not wide enough to go
Well,
sideways.
the Suez Canal is flat, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's sea level. It's a sea level canal. It's like Red
Right.
Sea to Mediterranean. It's like, and pictures of it. I've never seen it, but pictures of it is really cool because it's this ditch, and all you see on either side of the ditch is desert. It's just desert.
Yeah, it's you're sailing through the desert on a little river.
With that's like 120 feet, 120
Right.
feet deep ditch that
Yeah.
people go through, or whatever the fuck it is. It's obviously enough to handle the merchant shipping of most of the world.
It has to be at least as deep as they are tall.
Yeah, but the Panama Canal has the narrow. Yeah, there are. You don't want to get outside the channel, obviously, but
Right.
the locks are only so wide. And I have a picture here. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, I saw the one picture of the first one
See if I can find
sideways in the canal.
Oh my God, my microphone fell over. That's a hashtag unprofessional. Stealing from Uncle Bobby. Hold on. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Happy birthday, America.
My, oh my, what a wonderful
It's a
day.
wonderful day.
Plenty of sunshine coming our way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay.
Well, there's one.
Hello, Miss Carrie Ann Chrysler. How are you, you wonderful person? Who else is here? Logan. Hello, Logan. Crystal. Hello,
God,
beautiful
I'm doing this
Crystal.
all wrong.
Also an amazing
To do this
person.
right,
Ryan. Oh, look, everybody's
Set up
coming
on
over to say
jewelry
hi.
and shit, but
So fucking nice.
I'm sorry. I'm babbling.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Ryan.
And Ryan, the woman on the internet that if she wasn't happily married, everybody would be after her right now.
Absolutely right.
I know, right? She's amazing.
All right. Back to canals.
She is amazing. Yes, canals. We were discussing ships not going through canals, right?
Wait a minute. I don't even which camera. That is the Bridge of the Americas. That is in Panama City, Panama, on the Pacific side.
Go the other way.
Huh?
No.
Huh?
Yes. Right there.
Huh? If I go this way,
it's like we're going on around.
If I go this way, I'm headed to South America. If I go this way, I'm headed to North America. How about that?
It's just like we're saying when you do that stuff.
It's just like you're driving.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was a truck driver. Habit.
Yeah, well, Yeah. So, all right. So, this right there, that's a lock house. That's one of the locks. And if you look, I think this is on the way up, looking back towards the Pacific, over the top of the lock. And yeah, and This
Love you too,
is
Ryan.
this is in the lock. And you can see
Yeah, behind another
there
ship.
ain't any fucking, well, we're in front of this freighter, this
Oh, in front.
Panamax freighter. Right? I'm on a sailboat taking a picture, and we're like mid-channel looking back at this thing, and there is literally maybe 3 to 5 feet on either side of the thing in the lock. It's pretty spooky.
Hey, Ryan, I just want to tell you real quick over there in the chat that I have this really weird condition where I can't lie. And I'm not kidding. I literally cannot. I have to like make myself lie. So no, that's the truth.
It's George Washington, you know. Yeah, here's
Bye, Ox. Why are you leaving? Bye-bye.
This is the lock. This is a lock. This is a lock without anybody behind us closed. That's a lock closed, and that is the Pacific. You were looking at me. That's the Pacific.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
There are 3 up and 3 down. It's really kind of neat, and if you ever get the chance to go through the Panama Canal, it's quite an experience because you have to think of the amount of work it took. Just knowing the history, the amount of work it took to build that thing. It's an unbelievable.
Oh, I can't imagine.
They were able to do it at the turn of the last century. It's just amazing.
And not just amazing that they built it, but they didn't have the equipment we have now. That was a lot of hard back-breaking work they did to fucking build those canals. Anything before like 1950 or something or 60, all hard work. We started getting a lot of machinery started being built and used more by the common construction guy. I think it wasn't it the late 50s, early 60s, Steph?
What?
When the machinery started coming into the construction sites more.
Oh, well, no, they had the world's largest crane, and which is still there because they can't move the fucking thing anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's huge, and it was built by the Germans, fine German engineering, and yeah, it's still there. They had enormous steam shovels.
Well, I meant like
it's what they called steam shovels in the day.
Yeah.
It didn't make for the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of just grinding work of humans.
Yes.
Going at it, you know.
Yes, and well, that's what I'm saying. They didn't have skid steers and log splitters just laying around back then. Is my point.
Yeah, when you're going through the Germans, when you're going through the thing, there are several places where hundreds of people died here, hundreds of people died here, hundreds of people died of yellow fever and blah 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 blah. It's holy shit, really. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Look, Carrie Ann, yellow fever. Yep.
Yellow fever.
Boy, isn't it crazy? We've come so far, so fast. We really have. Like, our technology has just blown up in the last, 60 years. Blown up. I have nephew. One of my nephews always says that he's so happy because he was born with computers and stuff readily available, and he thinks he's the best generation. I said, no, dude. Not only did we do it, and did the generation before me do it, and the generation before them that started the whole thing, but we got to watch it happen.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I went from 3 channels, black and white with a fucking rotary phone, to this. I got to watch it all. That's fucking amazing.
That's true.
That's why I really like I'm glad. Sometimes I wish I was older because I really think I should have been a hippie way back when. I think I was born 20 years too late. But otherwise, I'm really happy the generation I was born into, because we have helped carry on so much that your generation started before us.
I was kind of a late hippie. You know, I was like in the late 60s. I was 1969. I was 15. No. Yeah, 15. And so that whole thing is. But I remember all the chat. The chat in junior high school was really kind of. It's like, have you heard about this LSD stuff? Oh, people think that kids don't. It's funny to me. It makes me laugh. And it makes me wonder how aware people were as they were growing up. I mean, we just like people talking about sugar cubes and all this stuff, and Tim Leary and all this other crap. It's like, holy fuck, it's like, no, I don't know.
Oh, I knew a lot of stuff way too young because I was the youngest of 7 kids, and they were doing stuff that was way beyond me, and I would see it, or I was around it, or they wanted to watch they watched horror movies that I watched when I was like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I never should have watched. But no horror movie scares me now. I don't get scared over shit like that. I think it's stupid because I started watching it so young, and it scared the piss out of me when I was 2. Mm-hmm. So there's some advantages, I guess.
Yeah, well, one must make references on the 4th of July to the founding fathers and the signers of the Declaration of Independence, most of whom were between the age of 25 and 35. Mm-hmm. I mean, George Washington was the old man. Actually, Ben Franklin was the old man, but
how old was George Washington when that happened? I don't remember.
I think he was in his 30s, I believe.
38?
Late 30s. Yeah, I feel
like right before 40. I feel like it was like 37 to 39. Yeah, and you're right. But you have to consider that before that, people weren't living that long. So people were still used to people being dead at 40, 50. You're fucking dead.
Except for Ben Franklin.
As the medicine progressed, people started living a little longer. They learned stuff like you should wash your hands in between taking a shit and fixing your food. Stuff like that.
Some people picked up on that. Yeah.
Yeah. The doctors realized they were killing people.
Yeah.
That's how we started figuring shit out.
Yeah, and they had that thing. They had that thing. Well, okay. So we can get a little political. I like that. Washington was a chaperone designated rider. I like that. Anyway, George Washington, there was an outbreak of smallpox. In the New England phase of the war. I'm going to focus on New England because that's where I'm from. I'm from Boston and all of this, but yeah. Anyway, there was a smallpox was going around. John Adams, who was a stalwart of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and our first vice president and second president, had his family vaccinated and one of his children died. George Washington insisted that the Continental Army be entirely vaccinated against smallpox. And mind you, the vaccination against smallpox at the time was getting pricked in the arm and having cowpox, which was a close relative
proximity. Yeah,
it's in the same family of viruses.
Yeah,
and it can. It conveyed immunity as discovered by what's his name, Jenner, not Caitlin, but another Jenner,
should be famous Jenner that I cannot think of the first name of right now. Yep,
I can't remember, but anyway, George Washington insisted the entire Continental Army be vaccinated so that they didn't die, because he needed them to be able to fight. It's like
healthy soldiers make fighting soldiers.
Dead soldiers.
Edward.
Dead soldiers.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dead soldiers are kind of what your opposition is looking for.
That's what you would call dead weight. Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 cheers for vaccination. Yes, Logan, I agree. Carrie said some of those statistics are fallacy because of child deaths. Some of the averages are off. There were many who were 60s plus at death. Oh, that's right.
Very true.
You're right. I never thought about that.
The chances of you making it into your 60s,
never
if you made it past the age of 14, were very, very good.
Oh, okay. Touche.
You know, you live
yeah,
a long
see,
life
Scott,
if you could make it.
See, Scott, naps are great, but after naps, you know what's really good? A Dose of Stephanie. It's an after nap favorite on YouTube.
All right. Well, there you go.
I guess because my buddy Kyle just took a nap and now he's listening and cooking. So,
Stephanie's it's so fucking good to be back. It's so good to be back, and I feel so cool sitting on the Rangers, sitting at Dysart's dock, looking over at Greening Island.
Yeah.
I mean, it's isn't that pretty? I mean, if any of you have not been to Acadia National Park, haven't been to my lovely state of Maine, and seeing Acadia, it's just so great. It's just I'm hoping that I should find out in a week or so if there's a gig up there for me for doing some sailing, doing some racing, and
you just go to
it's a lot of fun.
Is it like Zip Recruiter? Is it Sail Recruiter? And you look on there and you can find little jobs, or how does that work?
No, you kind of have to,
got to know people.
You gotta have the resume to sail for those. You want to sail with David Rockefeller? You better show him you know what you're doing.
Touche.
David's so funny.
I don't know anybody.
Brilliant in every way, I'm sure, but boy, oh boy, can you make mistakes on the race course. You need to hire better underlings.
Well, it's true that it's a team. Yeah, it's a team. So if all parts of the team aren't functioning properly, your team's not going to function properly.
That's true.
Bottom line, if it wasn't a team, they wouldn't call it that. In my book. True. It's like having a rowing team and the one in the middle just goes, I don't want to.
Yeah,
you're not going to fucking get anywhere like you want to.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll I'm a one-trick pony in many respects because I'll just go on about sailing. But I think that the whole bullshit with my computer happened right around the time when the intercollegiate sailing nationals, the ICSA, the Intercollegiate Sailing Association, and there is such a thing in most colleges. It's a club sport, but there is competition, and a lot of colleges have sailing teams. And at this year's nationals, I think the Harvard men won, the Stanford women won. And the women's competition was the week before the open competition, which most of the sport is not divided. And it really isn't a gendered sport at all. It's so equipment dependent. It really depends on the combination of strength and skill that you can put together for any given piece of equipment. And there are some pieces of equipment that women simply can't sail because they're not heavy enough, and men can't sail because they're too heavy, or and vice versa. I mean, it works out
right. There's situations where the men are too heavy. Yeah.
a friend of mine was who's an incredibly capable sailor. Is just too heavy to sail in the Olympics because she can't do the solo in the Olympics. She can't sail a laser radial, which is a women's class, and she can't sail. She could sail a standard rig, but she ain't got the, the, and there is actually no. I suppose she could sail.
Well, I find that
she could sail. She could sail in the men's division if she wanted to, because there are no qualifications for that.
Oh, okay.
It's rather curious. There are for. It's weird. Anywho,
and then, that doesn't just go for women either. I mean, I'm a short statured dude. I'm stout, and I can pick up a lot of weight, and I can move a lot of weight, but my body can't handle the weight that I can move. So I know what you mean. Like I have to use my legs properly because my body isn't heavy, and like I can grab something and I know I can move it, but my body's not heavy enough for to hold it back there. You just can't. So no, I get it.
Leverage.
Yeah.
You're like Archimedes' fulcrum.
Right. Yes,
What's my role?
Exactly.
What is my role in this? What is my role in this? I'm the fulcrum. There you go. Critical.
Logan said, if you see tassels on the edge of someone's sail, it's a telltale sign that they know what they're doing.
That's like multiple puns in there, Logan. Congratulations. I appreciate that.
Okay, I don't know. Okay.
Anyway, Logan can expound on it.
Bunch of sailing puns. Okay.
They're sailing puns. But the
I have trees.
The Stanford team, collegiate team, the whole team won the nationals in both team racing and in fleet racing, and the A division and the B division were both consisted of an all-women's team in both divisions. And furthermore, there were only 2 guys on the entire Stanford sailing team. It made me smile a lot because they were just so good. They were just so good. I think, sailboat racing is done by low point. So if each your place in any given race is how you finished in that race. So if you get a first, you won that race. You get a first in the next race, you won that race. So you got 2 points. And if somebody has and if you get a third in the following race, then you have 5 points. And somebody who has a 5 and a 1 loses the tiebreaker. Or rather, a 4 and a 1 loses the tiebreaker because I see. First. You see, it's a low point system, the way it works.
Okay.
And the Stanford won the fleet race by 15 points. They were just head and shoulders above anyone.
Wow. I was going to say, I think that's a lot of points in sailing.
Yeah, especially with, I forget how many races they got in. I think they got because they had to do rotations and they had 12 teams and they had to rotate boats and they got a lot of races in. It was 3 days of sailing at Kings Point in New York, and it was very fast. I know it's like watching paint dry, but it was fascinating to watch if you know the game.
Watching really cool paint dry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's it's not. There's a place for anybody who wants to race a sailboat. It's not. You don't need to be a. Yeah, you don't need to be fabulously wealthy. It's always it's way better to sail other people's boats. That way you're not paying bills.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Having done it both ways, I much prefer the other. I prefer to be paid to sail than to pay to do that.
Oh, he said he learned about the telltale tassels from one of your streams.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
See, he listens.
No, thank you, Logan. Yeah, there are woolen yarns that you put either on the trailing edge. You put them on the trailing edge of a sail just to see how the wind is flowing over the sail.
Okay.
And to see the trim. I mean, sails are basically wings. They're
right.
airfoils.
Yes.
And so you don't want to lose laminar flow over the. You want the wind creating as much high pressure on the windward side and low pressure on the leeward side to keep the boat moving without tipping it over too much, and you don't want to have the air stall at any point in time, because it's like stalling an airplane. Don't have enough flow. You don't have flow over the wings. Guess what happens to the airplane? Augers in. Not so good. So
but the good thing for you is you're sitting on water, so
this is true, and not
you don't
underwater,
die,
and not underwater.
Yeah,
right. Not like 2 miles down.
On top of.
You're on top of the water. It's like I feel more secure doing that than I don't think I'd be fond of being a submariner intentionally. It's like I'm not the kind of person who would like to jump out of an airplane intentionally. It's like, don't.
Oh, I do. Oh, I want to do it. I'm gonna wait till I'm old and I don't give a shit if I die.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty convinced with my luck I'll die. So I'm gonna wait until I'm like 80 something, and or maybe if like someone says you have cancer, you have 4 years to live, I'll go skydive. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'll base it off of that. So I'm not quite ready to go yet. Yeah.
Don't. No need to.
Yeah.
No need to.
I'll wait. I mean, I've done other things. I've like rappelled off of cliffs. I've gone zip lining. I love all that stuff, but that stuff you're attached to something, so I feel better about it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So,
but no, I definitely want to jump out of a plane.
You doing anything for the 4th of July? You gonna go watch fireworks or anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out with Stephanie on YouTube.
Are people blowing up New Mexico or something? Or
I mean, I heard the neighbors going off last night for a while. They were having a really good time for the pre-4th shit, and I'm sure they'll set them all off tonight when they get home and it's dark. And but I don't have a lot of neighbors close to me. All of our neighbors, everybody owns like a couple acres, so everybody's kind of spread apart, so nobody's squished next to each other. Like our closest house is 1 city block that way, and the other one's 1.5 city blocks that way. So we're pretty spread out here. So it doesn't even bother me when they set them off because it's not loud to me. They're over there,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I can.
My cats kind of jumped a little bit at first, and then they went to sleep. They didn't care anymore.
I can pretty much walk out into the parking lot of the building I'm at and watch our town's fireworks, which are loud and scare the crap out of things.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're right by the water, and they probably shoot them over the water, right?
No, actually, Yarmouth does their stuff. I forget what they do their stuff. It's close by. I don't remember exactly where they shoot off.
Yeah,
but Portland, a lot of people go and watch the Portland fireworks from the water, and it's really kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately it's unsafe because there are an awful lot of boaters that like to drink a lot,
Okay.
and you get there's this huge flotilla of boats off the peninsula. Portland has well, I can't show you because the chart's all covered up.
Gone.
Yeah, that's because the chart because Portland is now in Southwest Harbor, Maine, but it's not. Uh, but it's a peninsula, and there's a rather high bluff on the eastern end of the peninsula, and that's where they shoot off the fireworks from in the water. So if you go down and stay outside the limit there, don't get anywhere near the fireworks barge.
Yeah.
You get a damn good view of everything. But so everybody and their uncle, pleasure boaters, sailboaters, blah blah blah, goes down and has a big old party off the Eastern Promenade.
Oh yeah.
And the on the water on the on the water contingent keeps the Marine Patrol extremely busy.
I bet.
People are drunk.
Yeah, when I lived in Virginia, Virginia Beach, and oh shit, what the hell's the name of that road right there? Anyways, that one area I can't think of right now. Wow, that's so weird. I lived there for like 15 years. Anyways, they send barges out into the water, into the ocean, and yeah, that's how they do their fireworks there too. Really cool like that though. Because they're not going out over the water, they're just popping up out of the water where you can't see the barge. Like really fucking cool like that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. When I like I said, I grew up in and around the Boston area, and they spark them off at the. It's really fun. There's the Hatch Shell which is on the Charles River in Boston, and it's part of a long park that runs all the way from basically, well, it doesn't go all the way to the Charles River Dam, but it's called the Esplanade, and it's this long, huge park. And the city sets off the fireworks in Boston in the Charles River. There's a barge in the Charles River, and there's a concert shell, a performance area where the Boston Pops Orchestra plays the 1812 Overture and selected other patriotic, semi-patriotic things. And it's really fun to go. It's wildness. There are tons and tons of people there, but it's really really fun. It's really fun. Bye, utubepunk, and thanks for all the tips and all the help and over the course of these tortuous couple of weeks. I really appreciate everything all your suggestions and stuff. Appreciate it.
Peace, friend. Right. Punk Master Flex. Hello, Brian and Desk. My favorite YouTube Desk.
Desk.
Brian, to this day, my sister keeps asking me how what you said in chat clicked in my head, but what she had tried to say to me for 30 years didn't work. She's all worked up about it, man. Like, well, I said something kind of like that. I don't know. It didn't click.
I see Jay poked his head in here. I don't know where the hell he is. He's just like, he said gang, and that was about it.
Yeah. Oh, did I miss that?
I don't know.
I didn't. I must have missed something.
I don't know.
A lot of talking in the chat. I can't
hard.
keep up. I wasn't paying attention.
It's hard.
I was trying to. Oh yeah! Happy 4th of July, everybody that celebrates. I was watching Matt and Arden on their Epic Loots channel, and they were talking about snakes. Yeah. So they were doing some weighing and ultrasounding some snakes today. So I always hang out with them whenever they do that. I love that shit. It's really cool. And one of them, they went to put her back. And I know everybody, if anybody watches them, you know this name. It's Chandra. They talk about Chandra a lot because she's like one of the really beautiful snakes they have. So she got up into the rack and they had to go dig her out. And Matt's like, ah, shit, you know, and Arden's like, oh, wait, I see her head sticking out over here. And I'm like, go, Chandra, go. It's Independence Day. Go. I was rooting her on, but they got her. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I heard tell.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a tweet from Arden that apparently yesterday she went to open the. It sounds weird. I gotta say, it sounds weird. She opened the rat food. Says, you know, they raise the rats to feed the snakes. It's you know, it's this animal.
And if they get too many, they sell them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When they get, that's the idea. They're trying to make money.
Yeah, they sell rats and they sell snakes. You guys, if you're interested.
They're reptile. They're into reptiles. Anyway, so they got like 800 pounds or you know, just this enormous quantity of rat food, which so Arden opens the rat food and it's like, holy shit, it's moldy. I can't feed this to the rats. And so they have to go acquire a whole bunch of rat food like tomorrow. It's pretty strange.
Well, that means they probably have a leak somewhere in that area, or there's some kind of water that's there. They need to keep the rat food away from them. Maybe get a better container. Maybe the container isn't as good as they thought.
No. This is fresh from the store. They opened it up. They had to stop.
Oh,
fresh
came from the store. Well, that happens in warehouses all the time. I would take it back.
It was past its shelf life. Oh, they are taking it back. That's the idea, but it's still inconvenient.
Good. Well, yeah,
you know, they've still got rats to feed. Boca Raton, you know, you can't shut it up.
Yeah, it's true. Got to feed the whole, man. Got to feed the whole. Yeah. Sometimes that works with women too. Never mind. Anyways, do you like that?
I don't know.
I don't know. You can take that multiple ways. One of the ways you can take it is if you feed them good food. If you feed them good food, they are happy.
Yeah, well, nonplussed. I don't know.
You don't like when someone cooks you a nice meal?
I do.
Oh, well, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But then I laughed because it sounded absolutely horrible and not that. And you really zoomed in on that camera, lady. Oh my god! See,
this is so fun. This is like fucking. This is really. I was really looking forward to doing this because you know, I got to figure out these toys and whatnot.
Yeah. Like no, you found me at a good time. I'm off the bad medication that was making me crazy. I'm great.
Yeah, I heard there was there was some kind.
Yeah, it literally made me nuts, like suicidal, for months.
That's not good.
No, my friend, it is not. I would not suggest it. If you're on new medication and you start feeling weird, just go right back to your doctor. Don't wait months like I did. Please. If you don't feel right, if something feels off, go talk to your fucking doctor. Don't wait.
Yeah. Doc, this shit ain't right. Yeah.
No, it was right. It's for anxiety, and I don't have anxiety like I used to because my Lexapro and myself took care of that. So if you don't have anxiety and you take Wellbutrin, it makes you crazy. And I talked to my therapist about it, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've had that happen to a couple patients."
Well, then why the fuck?
Well, I told you I was on it. Why didn't you think of that?
Yeah. What the fuck? Why'd you tell me?
Just saying. Just saying. I think I'm done with therapists for a while. I think I need a mental break from my mental health. No, Stephanie, for months I was doing 10 hours a week. I just stopped doing that a month ago. I'm tired. It stresses you out working on your mental health too much. It's hard on you. Like it's because that's all you ever think about.
10 hours a week of sessions? Holy shit.
Yeah. Of intense outpatient therapy. IOP.
Wow.
So anyways, yeah, it's like I was trying to do everything I could. Hell yeah, Logan. I love Lexapro, man. That shit is I'm on 20 mg in a day and I'm good, man. I am good.
I've had a little
6 years
Lexapro
now.
experience.
Been at it for 20 years now. Wow.
Yeah. Well, back in the day it was Celexa. It's the same. It's essentially the same compound. It's not.
Yeah. Well, Zoloft and Lexapro are almost the same thing, but the problem is that Zoloft has a horrible side effects that Lexapro doesn't have. They do the same thing. Don't try Zoloft first. It messed me up. And so I asked the doc about it. And she said, well, let's try Lexapro. It's got less side effects. I'm like, then why did we try Zoloft first? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, thanks for being honest. I didn't think of it. I don't know.
Well, just briefly touching on the subject. As long as we're talking about medication and therapy and all that stuff, it's like that's kind of the first thing that it's like I
wait a minute
that when I finally decided I would try to seek professional help to deal with my conflicts over gender identity and whatnot, which it's like I already knew the answer, but but the first suggestion was well, to her credit, what she said after first talk is, you're not crazy. This is causing you distress, and it's there's no reason to think that you're crazy because it's causing you distress. Because why wouldn't it cause you distress?
Right.
Your whole life it's distressful. So
right.
But
absolutely,
maybe you could consider maybe you could consider perhaps seeing if that anxiety could be reduced with the intervention of pharmaceuticals. It's like, okay, well, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, Celexa, okay, fine, we'll try that. And so I did that for like, it didn't do anything except make me feel like I was recovering from an acid trip. Quite literally, it's an SSRI, right? It's like a selective.
You can keep
serotonin
talking, but I'm gonna
reuptake
step away for 2 seconds.
Yeah. It's a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, which means like, well, you're going to reduce the amount of serotonin that's available to your neurons for a bit, and which is, if you LSD is a serotonin mimic, so that washed out feeling you got from an acid trip was after an acid trip was exactly the feeling I had. Not because of dosage or anything. It's like, well, this is kind of weird, but it was fine, and it did the trick and got everything back, got everything sort of into perspective. At which point we got on with the business of dealing with the shit. It's like it got to the point where you could actually deal with the shit instead of being scared about it the entire time. So it was helpful.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So
I was just reading. I was just reading this. Hold on. Trees said that Lexapro made me have auditory hallucinations, and escitalopram gave me vertigo. I have vertigo. The first time I ever had it was about a year before I started taking Lexapro. And to this day, it plagues me. Like if I look up at the ceiling, I could just fall over. Except I'm so used to it now, I'll catch myself. Because I can feel it coming. Yeah. I can feel your world's about to spin. First 2 times it happened. No, first like 5 times it happened to me. I just fell over because I wasn't used to it yet. I didn't know what to do. Whole world just starts spinning. People look at your eyes and they're doing this. Your eyes are doing that. Wow. It's really trippy, dude. Yeah, trees. I was on top of a feed truck sucking feed with a giant industrial vacuum out of a silo that had 90 some odd thousand pounds of feed, and we had to fill up 2 trailers to get it out of there. And I was on top of the trailer, and the guy below me could barely hear me because the vacuum was a hydraulic powered vac. So everybody knows the PTO whine, so he couldn't barely hear me. So I looked down to mouth at him while I was yelling, and I just went. That was it. That was it. I saw the 2 different heights of the trailer to the ground, and at the same time, I could see inside the tank, which was 3 different levels, and that was it. I almost fell over. I had to grab the handrail and like slowly put myself down on the ground and not fall in with the feed and die where there's a huge metal auger doing this to move the feed. You know, that thing. So that was fun.
Yeah, that's kind of my experience, Logan. It is good. It is good. Purple,
trees, I used to.
You?
Trees, I didn't just used to deliver the feed, but before I got fired from that place for dumping feed on the ground by accident after not being a driver for months because I ran the mill at night. That was my job. I made all the feed. I batched it. Yeah, big worm gear, right? I batched it and everything for that place. And I worked at an egg farm. So we fed the chickens so we can make eggs.
Nice.
So it's much better work than working at a chicken farm where they kill them. We didn't intentionally kill them there. Yeah. Till they're too old to lay eggs, and then they smush them up and sell them to the dog food plants.
Sort of, yeah.
No, they literally put them through like a smoosher, and all the juices go into a tank, and it goes to a dog food plant. And all what's left of them, minus the fat and everything like that, gets ground up for some kind of fertilizer. They recycle. They totally recycle everything. They even bid the farmers coming to town, coming from around all the way around the county, and regional, because this is the biggest chicken farm in the whole area, and they come and bid on the shit, and they fight over who gets to buy the shit because it is the best thing for their corn and their soybeans. So they fight over that shit, literally. I said fight over that shit. Oh, pot's so good.
Maine was a I guess still is. There are still egg farms, big egg farms around. But
yeah.
But we used to have a larger industry in that regard, and in South Portland, which is right across the Fort River from Portland, it's an estuary type thing. It's kind of the
right
ocean. But anyway, right across the river, there was this place called Pine State Byproducts, and what they did, we still a very large. It's still a big agricultural state, and so they got leftovers. It's like dead shit, and what it was effectively a rendering plant. It just took everything and turned it into fertilizer or whatever.
Yeah,
and it was Pine State Byproducts, animal byproducts, but it's since closed down. But the stench it used to make, I mean, it was the smell of offal was if the wind was in the right direction, it was just grim, like so bad.
I bet that
We
was
also
just
we
yummy.
also we also had a so the prevailing winds are either the sea breeze, which is southeast, or northwest, right? You know,
Yeah.
it's like that's sort of the way it works. You know, when a storm system comes through, you get a northwesterly wind, but you know most of the time it's southeast. So, but no, so we to the northwest of Portland, in the neighboring town of Westbrook, there's a paper plant. And back in the day, before they had air scrubbers and that sort of thing, the manufacture of paper, let me tell you, people, is not a particularly aromatic. Well, it is aromatic, but it's not a good aroma. And so it didn't matter. You couldn't win. Either if the wind was northwest, you were smelling the paper plant. If the wind was southeast, you were smelling Pine State byproducts, and it was bad. But you know, as you said earlier, Beck, we have come a long way.
We really have.
Let's see us go back.
God,
in any
it was
respect,
so horrible back
with
then.
regard
Jeff.
to human rights, with regard to air pollution, with regard to water pollution, with regard to all of this stuff.
That's what I was about to say. I remember because I lived way out in the country, and
worth it.
And there was nothing out there, and we would drive. So we'd start driving in towards town, and right on the outskirts of town where they built all the industrial shit. You always drove by it on the highway. There'd just be smokestacks of this black shit, just all in the air, and you're driving through it. All the cars had black exhaust. Like, people have no idea how bad it was. Like when I was a kid, when I left the country and got to the city, my sinuses were miserable, and they have been ever since until I moved here. Because I can't handle the pollution. It's horrible. But it was so bad back then when I was in my 20s. Like, it's so much different now. It's so much for the better.
So much for the better. I mean, it's like, you know, the days of the LA smog and all of that. I mean, geez, it's not healthy. I mean, it's not. Yeah.
Logan Fisher has a question.
What is your question to me?
So I've felt sometimes that doing hard labor would make me feel good about my life. From your experience, would you agree or disagree?
Well, it stops being hard. You just
it's kind of like define hard labor.
It's like it's not 30 years of hard labor. I'm sure that's not what you're talking about, but
I've done about 30 years of hard labor for little money.
Working on your hands and knees and working, pulling stuff around and all of that stuff. It's kind of fun, you try to make it as easy as possible, and you don't want to, knock yourself out, but it's rewarding because especially if you're making something, at the end of the day, there's something that somebody wanted that you made.
Well, that's why I like doing construction, and I really like painting. Painting is instant gratification. I love it.
Yeah.
Because from the time you get the bare thing to the time you're done, everything you do makes it look better. Sometimes, like, let's say you're putting in a new shower and you have to lay down that nasty shit to lay down this to tile. It looks like crap in between. But when you get to the end, it's beautiful. But with painting, it's constantly gets better. It's instant gratification. I love it. I hate doing it after a while for work, though. I start to despise it. I like to do it for fun. Like if I could afford to live and I could just go to those people's houses and paint for free and someone else would pay my bills, I would just do that. I'd rather paint for free. It's more fun. I like gifting it. I don't like it like I have pressure and it better be a certain fucking way. When you gift it to someone, they're a little more flexible. But every time I've ever done that for somebody, it's came out way better than they thought, the way I did it versus the way they wanted it. So all of it came out good. I just don't, but doing it for work it's different. Because when you're working for someone, they fucking talk down to you and you're an idiot. And because you're paid labor, they're paying you to come in their mansion. No. It's because they're paying you to come in their mansion to do whatever. Yeah.
I feel like the difference is if you're doing something professionally, then, it's not like you don't bring the same kind of seriousness to it that you would bring if you were doing it just for fun. But you kind of have to be more serious about it if you're doing it professionally. And it just, and that means that means it doesn't happen quite the same way. There's a psychological thing involved in the whole drill. When I wasn't in the marine industry totally, when my income wasn't reliant on being in the marine industry, in those not very many periods of time in my life that was the case, I had a lot more fun sailing.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a job.
Exactly what I'm saying. Exactly.
And I don't know whether it's
just changes everything.
But you just you feel a little bit more casual about it. It's like, well, yeah.
Although I must admit, I don't really
see. Boat, I don't care.
I don't see painting as hard labor. It's really easy, I think.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's the only thing that sucks about painting is if you have to sand shit. Like a lot of sanding sucks. Most things, you don't have to do a lot of sanding on unless it's something that's brand new and somebody wants it like stained or painted or whatever, and it's raw wood and it's not been caulked or puttied, and those jobs, that's like specialty shit. Regular painters don't get that kind of work. So the rest of it's really fucking easy in my book. So
proper preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Well, I'm waiting for in the mail right now handyman business cards that I just had made up.
All right.
So I can do a little painting. I can do a little light plumbing. I can do a little, nothing too crazy. If anybody wants something, I decided if somebody wants something that's too big that I don't want to or can't do, I'll just find somebody else to do it and charge them this much more and take that off the top.
Perfect.
Finder's fee.
Well,
you can make some good friends with guys like that. Walk up to somebody in Home Depot and go, man, you work for yourself, don't you? Yeah, I thought you did. There's a place here that it's called, they actually call it Mexican Park. But it basically was always a Hispanic park anyways. But they all hang out there in the morning. And if you need laborers, you just go over and go, $8 an hour digging a ditch. Who wants to do it? And somebody will go, I'll do it. Or whatever I'll do it is in Spanish, because they don't speak any English, and they're just out there like busting their ass trying to pay for their families. So
there you go.
Yeah. So it's a cool place. Like if you literally need ditches dug or a fence put up or something that's not like highly skilled and it's more laborious, that's where you go. But usually the guys pay them like $15 an hour, $11 an hour, $12. They pay them good. Mm-hmm. And it's worth it to them to go do it. They don't get paid like California $4 or $5 an hour. We don't do that here. There's more respect than that.
Well, I guess.
Yes, exactly, Ryan. Word of mouth. Word of mouth. Give them a good price. Knock it down like $200. They'll give you a $500 bonus when they see what you can do. Yep. That's what I do. I tell people straight up, hey, I can take money off of this bid right now for you. Oh, how's that? Pay me cash. Doesn't go through my business. I don't pay taxes. I don't have to charge you taxes. People go, here's the cash. It's perfect.
Maya, you want to come in here? Come on in.
I would love to talk to Amaya. She's amazing. I'm gonna.
Hey, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do.
One of these days, I'm gonna climb that mountain.
What the fuck? I'm just gonna throw this open to anybody who wants to come in here. Like, whatever.
Just people come in and talk. Steph's bored with me already. Can't you guys see that?
I'm not.
Look at the pain in her eyes. No, I'm kidding. Oh, Maya just moved. She hasn't set up her computer
Maya just
yet.
moved. Yeah, Maya just moved. There's been a plethora of this. Jay's got his computer is shit in the bed, and so he's getting that stuff. Maya's in the midst of moving. Everybody's like, so I guess I don't feel bad for being alone, but I don't feel lonesome, but in my travails, but yay, progress, I guess. Just turned the key in my last house yesterday. Great.
There's nothing like a new place to live, to make your own, to really like engage with a fresh start. It's the best thing in the fucking world. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're in a different neighborhood and area too. Like if you move 20 minutes, 30 minutes away, so you're not there. Oh yeah, boxes everywhere. Yeah, honey, I know. When I was a kid, we moved 5 times in 6 years because my dad wouldn't pay the mortgage on our farm. So we lost it and we were homeless. I mean, he was fine. He was living with his new wife, but we were homeless. So, I moved 40 minutes away. Good for you. That should be a good distance. There you go, baby. That's what I'm talking. That's what I hate about Santa Fe, Maya, because every fucking, there's a huge 1/4 of town that her and I hung out in because this place is so fucking small. You can go from one end to the other during rush hour, hit every red light, and you're done in 20 minutes. Not kidding. 20 minutes from one end of town to the other. And if you're going east to west, it's 15 minutes. Smaller that way. Anyways, so every time I go into that quarter of the town, I drive by her road or her business, or, we used to hang out at that park and make out on that bench, or, right? Yeah, it sucks, man. It's one of the reasons I just want to be in my house away from everybody. Make sure you smudge that place with some sage to get rid of the evil spirits, right, Jur? No doubt. Don't give anybody else that crap. He's having the 4th of July party there, Brian. Don't you just worry there. Just watch for fires. That's the only thing you got to worry about from that distance. But I'd definitely say I would watch for fires. Yeah.
Watch for
that could happen with fireworks and hillbillies. White sage, cedar, and sweetgrass is a pretty nice smudge. Never heard of her. Well, how do I get a hold of her? Oh, not the same thing. Never mind.
I'm just going to throw that out there. Everybody who wants to come in can come in. I'm here for a little bit longer, but kind of getting tired. But I am back. Can you hold the fort for a second? I got to refresh this.
Yeah. Refresh, remove, reuse, whatever you got to do. I'll be right here. Maya, this stream is a bullshit stream. We were basically Steph and I are 2 losers not doing anything on the 4th of July, so we're hanging out. No. And all these people are hanging out because apparently they're in between festivities. Some are coming, some are going. So that's it. We're just all hanging out. Cookie. Or is there more of you today? Should I go with cookies? Just kidding. There's the StreamYard link if you guys want to come in. I guess she's inviting everybody, but you got to wait for the refresh and removal. I always tell people I have to go get rid of some coffee so I can make more. Yeah, Jur, I know. It's the 4th of July already. Because I said, oh, yeah, it's the 4th. And Steph's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I forgot. Second, third, sixth, I don't know. Oh, he's a truck nut, not a gun nut. Well, that's good. That's safer for you. As long as they don't like drive the truck into your property, I think you'll be okay. Yeah, for Maya, it's probably just a day off from work to do more unpacking, poor thing. The traffic is lovely. Because everybody's home drinking. That's why. Or at some party somewhere at their friend's house. That's great. Just don't go anywhere around 7 or 8 p.m. when people have to start taking their kids home from the parties and they're all drunk. Just be careful. And then again at 1 or 2 a.m. I think those times are right. Sometimes I just say bullshit before I think about it. It already smells like gunpowder there, Purple said. Oh, it's like the Civil War all over again, but stupid this time. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't feel like there's fucking much freedom to be celebrating in this country, so I don't do that. And by the way, for all the patriots out there that are Trumpers, that right now have like flags all over the place, flag tablecloths, flag napkins, flag paper plates. You have flags on your shirts, on your shorts, on your shoes, on your socks. It says in that Constitution, you patriots, that you're not supposed to use the flag in any way but the form of the flag itself and its use. You're not supposed to wear it. You're not supposed to eat it. You're not supposed to step on it. You're not supposed to. It's specifically not supposed to be on anything that's disposable that you throw away, that you use once and throw away. So all you Trumpers, you fucked up. Yeah, but not so civil. Yeah, I knew you felt like that. I think you and I discussed this last year. Yeah, no, I don't know. I have no reason.
Cookies.
You know, there's little things happening that are good, and then huge things happening that are bad, and it's almost like. No, it is like whenever something really bad happens, people try to throw little good things at you to make you feel better about your life here. But the bottom line is the bad things are still fucking happening, and they're bigger than the little bonuses. Here, we'll give you another $300 for the month because of COVID. Oh, thanks. Thanks. You saved me. How about find me a real fucking job that pays what I can, like, how many jobs do I have to go get to pay my bills?
This has gone to the dark place.
The likeness of the flag should not be used on anything. That's what the fucking shit says.
Were you?
They have no shame. Oh, I know they have no shame.
Were you answering Maya's question as to what this stream was about? Because I haven't figured that out yet. I did kind of. I was gonna sort of somewhat facetiously answer that it was about the grace of God, but I figured that would be.
It's about footprints. When there was one set, that's when I carried God, because he said he was fucking tired, that lazy bastard.
Yeah, well, that's son of a bitch. Hold on a second. We got Purple in the wings. Hey, Purple. Purple.
Hello.
Hello. Happy 4th of July.
Yep.
Have you
had
peas and shrimp today?
Peas and shrimp?
That
is a
I'm sorry, peas and salmon. Peas and salmon.
Okay, this apparently is something that you do on the coast that we inland people have not heard of.
This is true. Well, I'm sure you inland people just do, the peas are in the salad, which is in the lime jello. I'm sorry, I'm such an asshole.
Yeah, no,
I'm not. I'm perfectly happy to be such an asshole. Fuck it.
I mean, Brian, that makes sense. Trump uses his people for the same thing, money. Why shouldn't other people sell leather wallets with flags on them and make money off the idiots that are going to buy them? It's kind of like the strip club. Why shouldn't the strippers make money off those idiots? They're going to throw that money at somebody that doesn't have a penis. So grab it.
I want to know how many of those Trump people really looked at the flags they bought at Walmart and see that they're all made in China.
Oh yeah, Taiwan. I've seen Taiwan. I've seen
say that right
China. I've seen there's one other country that's really prominent.
It's pronounced China.
China. Like vagina. That's how he says it.
No, that's his throat.
Wait, lemon jello, salmon, and pea salad. Is this from the Memory Loss Cookbook?
Peas and salmon were a traditional sort of you plant you plant the peas on in the middle of April, and you'll have them to eat by the 4th of July. In other words, the 19th of April, Patriots Day, to the 4th of July, Independence Day, and it was peas and salmon were what you would eat on the 4th of July.
In order for that to be a memory loss Jello recipe, you would have to take the peas and make it hard cat food. Then it would be the memory loss.
Hard cat food?
Yeah. Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation.
I don't remember that one very well.
Oh my God, it's the best Christmas movie in the world. It's the most realistic. Everything goes wrong. Everything. That's why it's awesome. It's why it's so realistic. Families fighting, dogs puking on the floor during dinner. Everything goes wrong.
So, I want to know how many people in the chat know what I'm referring to. It's with the title of this stream, which apparently didn't ring through to Maya. We carried you in our arms on Independence Day, and so you throw us all aside and carry us away. I forget. It's from
they do taste
Dylan,
good, Maya.
but from a Bob Dylan song called "Tears of Rage."
Yeah, I don't know the song.
Oh, if I sing it, I'll get copyright struck, or tarred and feathered and kicked off YouTube for just singing it poorly. Hang on. Oh yeah, I've already got it up here.
Steph, you didn't reconvert, did you?
Huh?
Maya said she thought you reconverted it and were quoting cliche Christian tropes.
We carried you in arms on Independence Day.
This is how non-religious I was growing up. I don't remember one song. Not one.
Oh, what dear daughter neath the sun would treat a father so, to wait upon him hand and foot and always tell him no. Tears of rage.
It's not enough pot.
Tears of grief. Hi, look, somebody said hum a few bars, and I'm taking it. I'm going through the whole verse.
It's okay. I'm just going to get more stoned. Go ahead.
There you go. Be the thief. Come to me now. You know we're so alone. And life is brief. Anyway. I don't know if Bob ever did the tune. But it was written by Bob Dylan and Richard Manuel. And it was on the band's first album. So,
I believe you. I mean, I do. I wouldn't know, but I believe you.
I could come up with some sort of. I could come up with some sort of impart some meaning to it. We carried you in our arms on Independence Day, and now you throw us all aside and put us on our way. It's like, that's kind of the way I feel about where the fucking country's.
I think I have to read this out loud. Jeebus rubs me, the wheels go bound and bound. Gee, I should have said it with kid's voice. I don't know if I can.
Oh my!
Not now. It's funny to me now. Hold on.
Well, I apologize to the audience for being for murdering this lovely tune, and I
If
don't
you'd
have
like
auto tuning. Haven't figured out auto tuning yet, but
if you'd like, I can sing, and then it'll make you sound better.
Oh, okay. What would you like to sing, Beck? Is there something you'd like to sing?
No, not really. I don't have any lyrics in front of me.
Hey, take one that's easy and appropriate. Sing the Star Spangled Banner.
I don't know how much.
Oh
How
God!
much can I?
I've never tried that with my new voice yet, Purple. I don't think I can.
I don't think anyone can sing the Star Spangled Banner. Really,
I don't know where to stand it. I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can sing that. It's just the range jumps around way too much.
It's also you don't want to sing the second verse.
Is it the same as the first? A little bit louder and a whole lot worse?
No. Well, it's a lot worse because it talks about it's the black folk and the Indians that are putting all the white folk at risk in the U.S. of A. It's not exactly.
Jose, can you sing?
Jose, can you sing? Yes.
Jose, can you sing?
Oh my.
Oh my goodness.
Now let's all remember on Independence Day to thank the French. Because there's no way the colonists would have won the Revolutionary War if Ben Franklin hadn't convinced the French it was a good excuse to shoot at English ships.
Okay, well, there you go.
Hold on.
What Purple said.
Hold on. Hold on now. Let's see.
Oh, that's a good song, Brian. I'd sing that with you. Oh, that would be a good one to sing with my new voice. Yeah. You know what I just sang yesterday for the first time?
I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this, but I think I can get away with this for a few seconds. The Anacreonic Song, source tune for the U.S. National Anthem.
The hell was the name of that damn? Those were the two I just sang the other day for the first time with my new voice, and it was fun.
That's good.
I went so deep, it was fucking awesome.
Did you all hear that little bit?
Hear what?
This. Oh, yeah, no, you wouldn't hear that because I'd have to do this. Don't anybody talk. Hold on. I just learned this. I think.
And a patron would be when his answer arrived from the jolly old Grecian. Voice
loud.
And flute no longer be mute. I'll learn you my name and inspire you to boot. And besides, I'll instruct you like me to entwine the myrtle of Venus with Bacchus's vine.
So there you have it.
When cookies? I'm confused. I did sing for a second, one line.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Brian. I hate the lyrics of that song, but when it goes into the chorus, it's one of the most fun parts to sing. For some reason, that kind of music is just fun to sing. But but yeah, dealing with the lyrics and saying the lyrics, it's hard for me to make myself say religious lyrics and sing. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, the Long Black Train chorus is just, it's the best thing in the world to sing.
You know, I've sung many a mass, you know, not in a religious context, but in a choral performance, and I've always rather thought it was fun in Latin. You know, it's like
Yeah,
kind of fun.
no, you know, my and Logan, I don't mind saying it necessarily. It bugs me just because I know what religion can be, but when I'm singing by myself, it doesn't bother me to say it because I know that there's nothing real to that. So I'm not singing to anybody. So I don't give a fuck. If it's fun to sing, I'll sing it. Now, I wouldn't go out in public and promote it, or I wouldn't sing it on YouTube to promote any Christian song. But to sing it on my own just because it's fun to sing, that I'll do. Just replace God with Satan. We need a one-syllable word, though. It's hard. I prefer dog.
Golly, wait a second. There's a kid in high school in chorus. He was really, really funny. And he said he was one of the lines in the Latin Mass is Domini Filii Unigenite, which means Son of God, the only begotten Son of God. That's the translation. But he, not being of the Christian faith, translated it freely as the Son of God has one testicle. Which,
really?
Hey, yeah. All right, works for me.
Well, wait a minute, then according to Leviticus, then he wouldn't be allowed in the church.
You know,
Leviticus has a line in there that if a man's had his mangled testicles removed...
Hey, Purple, he was a legacy. Speaking of which, that brings up the topical news. The overturning of affirmative action. I think it is just chef's kiss that somebody is suing Harvard for legacy admissions. I think it's just great. It won't go anywhere, but at least, you know, it's like, okay, if that's your fucking logic, here you go.
Love you too, Logan. Yeah, what Stephanie said and what Purple said. Yeah. I don't really know. I already forgot what Purple said. Man, I'm so ADD. My brain's already gone on. I'm thinking about songs to sing and all kinds of shit.
Look, mate, I've had one gin. I'm working on my second right now. Oh, and by the way, I knew we could get topical at some point in time. I want all you transphobic idiots out there who went apeshit wild over Dylan's scoring a can of Budweiser to feast your eyes upon this glass.
Oh. I thought we were toasting.
Light.
Bud Light.
I thought Bud Light was like just really weak weed.
It's fucking close to water. Yes, it's like sex in a canoe.
That's right, guys.
Yeah. I never drank beer in the first place, so I didn't care.
Money is the class maker. Yes, sir. People are like, we don't have a caste system here. Yeah, really? Because don't we though?
Yeah, we do.
I mean, it's not written in the laws, but it's plainly there that it's all about money.
Yep. Yeah, and the Republicans are trying to make it even more so because they're doing everything they can to destroy unions and strip worker rights.
See,
Well, that's not true. It's also about racism because they want to remain racist so the white people can stay in charge. So that's the rest of that chunk. But anyway, yeah.
But what about the Supreme Court decision that if a union goes on strike, the company has the right to sue them for lost profits?
Yeah, that was kind of a weird decision.
I would say I would agree with that after so many days. But at first, no. That's the point of striking.
Are you familiar with the particulars of the case?
I'm just saying the point of striking is to walk away to get the attention of the company. That's the whole point of it.
Right. That's the point of the strike, is that it's supposed to cost the company money if they don't negotiate in good faith.
So they realize what the workers are worth to them. Right. Exactly.
Are you familiar with the? I don't know if I can even do this. I'm gonna try this because I've got a toy to play with right on the stream. Is there reverb here? Yes, no, maybe.
What?
I wanted to sound like the voice of God. And anyway, are you familiar with the circumstances of the what the case was about? Why the Supreme Court ruled that way? All right. So it was Teamsters basically striking a cement company.
Okay. I think I did hear about that.
And the cement company their position was, as they say, cast in stone.
Dun-dun-dun.
Right? So, I wish I had effects. One day, dear readers, pay attention to this channel. One day, your humble servant will, in fact, have a...
I did it for you.
Anyway,
you had a sound
I know
effect.
you did.
Quit whining.
But I'm not going to have you here every fucking day of the week.
Okay, somebody buy Stephanie a stream
Maybe.
deck.
And so the Teamsters are striking the cement plant, right? The cement plant goes, we won't negotiate. The Teamsters go, okay, that's all right. We'll wait. Mm-hmm. Now, you are aware of what happens to cement when the barrels don't move in the cement trucks? The cement hardens inside the cement trucks.
Yes.
And that would, in fact, cost the company money in terms of equipment. It's like, fuck the cement. The goddamn trucks don't work anymore.
No, paying to clean those out is super expensive.
They can't do it, right? So what's the leverage that the Teamsters have? Okay, you don't want to talk to us? Fine. Let your fucking truck sit there and turn into a monumental sculpture that archaeologists will be digging up in 2,000 years to say, what happened here? Oh yeah, we have these records written in cuneiform about the union that didn't want to fucking bargain with the company that didn't want to bargain with the union. They were assholes because they couldn't spare an extra dime. Okay, well, fine. So the union says, no, we're not. Hey, fine. You don't want to talk to us? Cool. We'll wait.
Yeah,
they
we'll
waited.
Right,
they fucked around. They found out. And the Supreme Court said, well, they shouldn't have had to find out because, after all, that stuff's expensive. So, hey, fuck you, Roberts Court, yet again.
Do you know exactly how much pollution is caused by making concrete? It is one of our biggest pollution makers, and that's why they don't want all of the highways to be concrete.
Yeah, unfortunately,
and they only make it concrete in certain areas.
Unfortunately, that Supreme Court decision went even further, because they did say that the company could sue not only for the cost of the damaged materials and equipment, but they could sue them for the profit loss for the number of days the company was closed.
Because, after all, corporations are people, and, money is the lifeblood of a corporation, and therefore you're bleeding its dry, and therefore it's tantamount to murder.
Well, hold on. If they went on strike, why did the company fill the goddamn trucks? That's stupid. Who filled them?
Well, they went on strike at the end of their workday, so basically they drove the trucks back to the company and parked
then said, "See ya."
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So the company people in charge didn't want to go out and rinse them out themselves. That's not the workers' problem. There's still people there.
Yeah, do it yourself. Fuck you.
Basically, the workers cut off right at 5 o'clock and didn't want to stay long enough, the extra hour overtime to clean out the trucks that they were expecting them to do.
Well, because they were going on strike. I wouldn't either. Look, I'm half Stephanie now.
Huh?
Huh?
Huh? Oh, my God, what happened here? Oh, I hit the wrong thing.
That's like one of those sideshow things to the person who was half man and half woman, huh?
Oh, no.
Okay, purple saw it. I'm glad somebody saw it.
Let's see. Now
Bye,
I have to
Cookies.
fuck
Take care.
around with stuff.
And you're great. Everybody in the chat, you're all fine. Whatever we were talking about, nothing. Have a great day. Enjoy your holiday.
Is somebody being a dick in the chat?
No. Cookie said, I'm just
By the way, I
think they were the one that said, I'm just a cis idiot or something. Like, no, you're fine. It's
what? No,
everything's fine.
I have to make dinner. Bye.
Everything's fine.
Blah blah blah. In chat,
it's all
all good. By the way, I just want to look. In my doing my little rounds, I went out and said, hey, I think I might be. I've gotten through this fucking mess. Got a computer.
Better than Stefek.
I've got a computer. Now I've got a computer. This is great. I've worked through all this stuff. I learned about working with whatever the fuck it is, OBS and some voice manipulation shit. And it's like, oh wow, this is really cool. It's the 4th of July. Yeah, woohoo. So I reached out and said to a whole bunch of people, hey, I'm going to do the stream. And particularly paying attention to I Got Cookies and Titan Uranus. Because those two people, if you ever need a fucking moderator, get them. Cookies is the best. Cookies moderates Cookies moderates almost all the shows on the line.
Cookies is rough on me.
Shut up, Beck.
No, she's rough on me. I go in talking shit. She's like
the chief moderator on the line, and I am part of her team, and I am proud to be part of her team because she don't take no shit. She don't take no shit.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm agreeing with you. She will tell me to shut the fuck up or leave.
Yeah, well.
Fuck off.
All right. Do I have to put you in timeout?
No, not really. I mean, I'm going to strip in a second. It's getting hot in here. It's warm in this here house right now.
Yeah, by the way,
I wouldn't want to get perma banned. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, do you ever watch Breeze streams? The Hive Science stuff?
Oh, yeah. Almost every time. And if I'm busy, I turn it on and walk away and come back.
Okay. Just wondering if you had seen in the animation there. The whole animation is references to a whole bunch of people on here.
Oh, you mean, yeah, Bree's intro? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's in there. Yeah, I know. Bear, me, Ben, you. I mean, everybody is in that thing. It's amazing. It's like the best intro in our entire community because we're all in it. Like, really.
Bree is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
She is. She's incredible. She really is.
This is such a great community of people. I feel fucking. Yeah, I'm so happy to know all of you all.
Ditto.
It's really cool.
Brian, what state do you live in? I don't remember.
Flux.
I was going to say it was either
it's
insanity or confusion.
It's hazy. It's 90 degrees. Still won't rain. Swamp butt inevitable. And that sounds like, I don't know, Georgia or South Carolina or any of those South states.
We seem to have
wow.
We seem to have quite a few people from Florida in this community.
Yeah.
Yep, Brian Stevens is also Florida.
Yeah, Inverness. Yeah, that's right.
Inverness.
Whatever.
Or Inverness. Yeah, okay. It's Inverness in Scotland and Inverness in Florida.
Oh,
I think it is Inverness.
The highlands of Florida, so they must be a full 5 feet above sea level.
Indeed.
Well, it's 90 here, but I'm in the high desert, so I'm not humid at all, but boy, is that sun hot right now. We're at 7,500 feet. So it's really hot this close to the sun. I'm not kidding. It's huge difference than the coast.
Yeah, but it's a dry heat.
Yeah, but it's like really dry. Like it'll suck the life out of you dry. But we don't have all those mosquitoes and flies and 5 million gnats and shit flying around all summer. So I'm okay. We have crickets still, so that's cool.
That's what I'm saying.
It's really not that hot here, but I'm having to run the AC just to keep the humidity down.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
We're 72 degrees with 74% humidity.
I mean, it's really not bad here because this whole city's in like a basin and there's a ring of mountains all the way around us. So when the sun comes up and the sun goes down, it's light out for 2 hours after sunrise and 2 hours before sunset, and there's no sun touching us. So we get a break every morning and every evening. And as soon as that sun stops touching us, the temperature just starts dropping really fast. And it'll drop like 30 some odd degrees overnight, somewhere between 25 and 35 degrees overnight because we're in the high desert, which is fucking beautiful to sleep in. Yeah, because it'll go from 90 down to like 50, 55, and then you sleep like a baby.
We get to sit with
but that sun, when you walk out, like it's like, ow, like you feel, you know how when you walk out in the sun, like where you live, Purple, you kind of feel, and it's kind of warm, and then eventually it feels like, wow, the sun's getting hot on my skin. I might start getting a sunburn. Here, it feels like that within like 5-10 seconds of the sun touching you. Because the UV is high, so much higher here. You're so much higher in the atmosphere, and the sun just like it touches you, and you're just like, whoa, no, that's hot. Nope, I don't want that to touch me. So that's the only shitty thing of living here. But a lot of people use their umbrellas year round. Keep the sun off you while you're walking around.
Yeah, we get the humidity. It gets all muggy here to the point that it's just oppressive to breathe.
Oh yeah. No, that is the one good thing. As long as you have water with you here, you're fine.
I never go anywhere without having a bottle with me.
Me too. No, that's not true. I never carry water around. I always carry coffee with me. But when I get home in the evening or during work, once it gets really hot.
Coffee contained in me.
Yeah, well, more often than not, mine is iced tea, actually. But
oh no, mine's just coffee. plain decaf, little sugar, a little creamer.
Yeah, in the
Because
summer
that's my favorite thing to drink. Other people drink soda. I'm not a soda person. I drink coffee.
In the summer, I fill my bottles halfway and I stick them in the freezer, and then when I'm ready to go out, I fill the other half. So then I got a good chunk of ice in it for all afternoon.
Nice, and it just melts as you're going. That's great. Yeah, that's smart. I feel like a coral.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Brian, I was just talking about going down to the Cape for launches and the road that you could like drive up and park and stand on the other side of the fence and watch the launches closest you can get. What?
Did you live in Florida?
Yeah, I lived in Orlando, Florida for 3.5 years.
Oh my!
I know. I hated it. Everybody there. There was that's not true. There was like 3 people I met there that were amazing, kind, helped me, saved me people. Everybody else I met there was a fucking asshole and used me some way or another.
Brilliant.
So, didn't really like Orlando, Florida much.
Well, I am again being very thankful that I got to move back to Minnesota. Because if I was living in Michigan right now, I would be stuck at the family reunion. Now I kind of had an excuse not to show up.
Purple. Have you ever heard the James McMurtry song, Family Reunion? Or Choctaw Bingo, I guess, is the name of it. It's the title of the song. And anyone listening, or who may listen in the future, I highly commend the song Choctaw Bingo by James McMurtry to you. It's probably, 15 years old?
It sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't really recall it.
But it's 8 minutes long, and it's hysterically funny. It's a tale. James McMurtry is a singer and songwriter and wonderful human being who
cowboy style
in reaction to Greg Abbott's crusade against trans people in Texas, decided that he would show up in a dress at the first performance he had in Texas after the state started, past the trans is here,
banning drag performers,
banning drag performers. So he shows up in a dress. Anyway, McMurtry's great, and Choctaw Bingo is a completely wonderful satirical takedown of that whole weird thing. And if it didn't ring so true, it wouldn't be as funny, but it rings so true. Anyway, I think you'll enjoy it. I think I'll put a link in the chat.
I think you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd play it, but you can go listen to it yourself. And that way, Mr. McMurtry might make 1/10 cent.
Valid point.
Meanwhile, Google or the record company makes a lot more. Yeah, that and We Can't Make It Here Anymore, which came out in the midst of George W. Bush's terrible bullshit regime. Anybody want to get in on this thing, or are we gonna wrap this up? I don't know. I'm beginning to get my second wind, but
Actually, I do need to go upstairs and check on the girls.
Yeah, I'm about at the end of my streaming power for the day.
That sounds good. Hold on.
Yeah.
Before everybody leaves, you guys can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. That's the way it goes.
I wanted to do my shopping today, but found out that the buses don't run on Independence Day.
What?
Yeah, it's one of the holidays that the city doesn't run the buses.
Girl, you need to walk on your own 2 feet.
Yep.
There's your independence for you. You got to walk all the way into town. Hope you don't starve or forget the buns. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw on Twitter, but I'm without a vehicle again.
Word. Really?
What happened to your vehicular van?
Last Thursday night, a deer tried to commit suicide.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. I mean, yeah. Sorry for the badly placed pun. It wasn't intentional. My bad.
Yeah, so the engine was still running. I actually managed to drive it to the next gas station, so I had someplace relatively safe to wait. But yeah, the front end's messed up pretty bad. Fortunately, I knew it was an area that was prone to those kind of things, so I was only doing about 45. But there were just enough cars coming the other way that I couldn't keep the high beams up, so I couldn't really see much off the sides.
Yeah.
Oh golly, I need to pay attention. It's hard to be a producer.
Hey Jenny.
Life is not a happy
Howdy doody.
Jenny, love you. Thank you for coming.
Is it the Jenny Morgan?
It is.
Well, I think there's a duplicate in Uzbekistan, but
oh, so it's the U.S. Jenny Morgan.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, hi, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
So nice to see you. I haven't seen you in forever. Again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
One of us hasn't been around. I don't know.
Jenny, I gotta tell you, I watched your thing with Godless Granny and
my duel.
oh my God, it was a thing of beauty.
Thank you.
And knowing you as well as I do, and please don't take this the wrong way, but go ahead, take it the wrong way. I don't give a fuck. You were incredibly patient.
I was very deliberately trying to retain some dignity there. It was not easy.
I was amazed. By the way, we watched this over in Gather with Jay and I'll tell you.
I actually was not able to sit and watch the whole thing through. I had to watch it in segments because it was getting me so worked up I couldn't sit through the whole hour at one time.
Well, that's okay. Yeah. I don't mind being cut up. So you watched the granny thing over at another site?
Well, I watched it on YouTube. I just wasn't there on time to watch it live, so I watched it in pieces over the course of 2 days.
Stephanie.
No, wait, I saw it because Jay brought it to my attention.
Okay.
And I did watch it through, and I watched it and liked it and all of that stuff. And the two of you were just astonishingly grand.
I was so close to letting go on 4-letter words. I just, she really pissed me off.
I'll admit to have watched part of it and listened to part of it whilst I was taking a shower, but it was really fun to listen to. You were eloquent. That's all I'm saying.
Well, thanks.
Wait, what? Give me. Let's. Jenny Morgan, Godless Granny. Who's the other fuck? Who was the fuckface that was?
There was no one on that show.
Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking of something different.
Yeah, no, it was just Jenny and Granny and a couple that I think Granny knew from Facebook or something.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, because the woman on there, Granny had her on about a year ago, just talking about her faith.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one. But she said that was pretty annoying too. I just don't understand these people, how they can, they offer their facts and they're told, no, that's not correct. This is the correct information, and they still say, well, I don't know about that. I just told you.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the thing. That was a beautiful part of it. It was just incredible.
Because they don't recognize that they themselves have been indoctrinated.
Yeah, precisely. Very good. Very good.
You know, Jenny, I told someone recently.
It was like 3 days ago. It was 3 days ago. Satan pushes LGBTQ agenda. I'll put a link to that in the chat. You all gotta see this. It's really great.
It's excellent, but it gets kind of intense in parts.
It is incredibly intense, especially for those of us at the tip of the spear. It's rather...
Yeah.
Little did Granny or that person, I forget her name. No, at the time I was talking with her, I was also injecting myself.
I love you.
Her name, Catalin or something like that? Catalin?
Caitlin?
No, it wasn't quite Caitlin. It was like a variation on that.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing.
Thing.
I didn't know it existed until just now when you guys mentioned it, so I'll have to watch it.
I just put a link.
Oh no, Jenny. What I was gonna say, Jenny, was, oh shit! I lost it again. Fuck. When you say something, and then someone
keys, mate.
Someone asks you a question like this. Did you look in the back of your truck for that? Yes, I did. You looked in the back of your truck. Yes, I did. So you looked through all that stuff in the back. So now twice you have called me a liar. I answered your question and you asked me the same question again, which tells me that you don't believe what I'm saying, which means that you think I'm a liar.
Yeah.
And I hate that shit.
That's not a bad
take. Answered you. That's it.
Well, I was hoping that she would ask more questions. She was just too busy telling us what she believes to be fact instead of asking questions. A couple times she did, but not enough. And I was serious. At the end, I said that I'd be more than happy to talk with you again sometime. Mm-hmm. I did that mostly for PR, but I would talk to her again.
Yeah.
But she actually believed the cat box myth.
Yeah.
She believes the cat box myth. She believes a whole bunch of crap. It's Jesus Christ, lady.
I should send her that.
It's the thing that you drilled down on so nicely was you talk the facts, and she would say, "Oh, I didn't know that." it's like, oh, maybe know something before you spout off. I mean, Jesus.
She wouldn't be a Republican if she did that.
Yeah. Have you ever talked? I mean, I remember distinctly that. Do you know any trans people? And her answer was, not that I know of.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Not that I know of?
Well,
and so how would you know is the obvious fucking question. It's like, you know, how would you know? How would you know? You don't. When you got into the whole bathroom thing, you were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I thought you were great.
Well, she, when she was going to answer honestly, she would say just like somebody who doesn't meet her ideal of the binary. In their
if she were
appearance.
To answer honestly, but that's not that's not in the playbook.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
That's the problem. As Jay said earlier, it's like, well, actually, both Jay and Uncle Bobby. I've watched Jay's video, Uncle Bobby's video from earlier today. It's not in their playbook. They don't want to have a discussion. These people, they don't want to have a discussion. They don't want to talk about real shit. Honestly, they might want to have a discussion, but it's all for polemical purposes. It's not, it's not a real back and forth. And and I think the thing that is challenging is realizing that that's where they're at. They don't think we're going to change our minds. Not sure they can, but we think they could. And I think that's fine. And I want to change minds. Well,
I don't know her as a person really at all. But I kind of had a vibe that this is somebody who could learn the truth and live with it and understand it if she tried. But
yes,
she didn't quite seem there ready enough to do that.
Yeah, if she got some better information sources.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fox News.
Didn't it seemed like the two of you had run across each other at some point in time previously.
Why do you say that?
Well, it just I'm relying on memory and I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm just thinking back on the stream because that was the only stream I saw, but seemed like you did. But you say you didn't. That's fine. I guess you didn't. It's fine.
Agreed, Brian.
You said grapevine, right?
No, I said I agree, Brian.
Agreed, Brian. Which is, I assume you're talking about sinister morality as astrology is to astronomy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the fun. It's the fun mythological side of it.
I could do things like highlight chats. I could go. It's like, and look at this. I am live. It says here. Wait a minute. I don't know what I'm doing.
We're live.
Fuck.
Huh?
Hundreds of thousands, I mean, like 10 people are watching this.
I thought this conversation was just between me and you this whole time, Steph.
If there's someone who believes in astrology and you really want to blow their mind, mention to them that most of that stuff and most of those charts were made up before Pluto was discovered. So there's another planet they never took into account.
Pluto's a god. What are you talking about?
But the astrology, based on the date of your birth, based on the orbit of your planets, there's a planet out there they didn't know about when they drew up those charts.
Oh, them things. Yeah.
Oh, we. I don't know. Do they even recognize Uranus, or anybody's for that matter?
Yeah. Fuck Titan. He didn't show up. I'm mad. Now he's probably gonna be banning me because I said that.
Who?
Titan Uranus.
Oh, he's probably listening. He's gonna pop in and be like, "I heard that, Steph. Watch."
He is
Dude,
everywhere.
that dude-
You'd have
that
to
dude will have, like,
you have to
6
remember
fucking
that
streams
that
going at
Titan
once.
Uranus is a god, and he will.
He's
in
a
fact,
YouTube god.
He
is.
He knows. He knows. He will. Let's see. Can
Correct,
we
Maya.
summon Titan?
Actually, on that subject, over the weekend, they launched a new European-built satellite into space.
Yes. That was
Oh,
the
yeah?
I can't remember. It was a telescope for studying dark matter.
Yep.
I forget its name.
And originally, they were supposed to. It was supposed to be carried up there by the Russian Space Agency,
Oh.
but with the war with Ukraine, the Europeans canceled that contract. So instead, it got launched from Florida over the weekend.
Nice.
Nice.
Not that SpaceX needs any more money. Well, they have 44 billion to make up that their owner like fucked up wasting on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that, and then and they've also got some swampland in Texas that they'll need to be cleaning up.
Oh yeah. That what a mess. Did
Yeah,
you see
kinda,
that
sorta.
their launch pad came apart too?
Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it?
Wow.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
If I were Elon Musk, I'd sue
Well,
somebody, probably a union.
Purple.
The water.
Launch pads always take damage
I know.
in a launch.
Through the water.
But theirs took extreme damage. The concrete was falling apart in some of the support pillars and just all kinds of stuff you never actually see in other launches of other places.
Hey, Elon Musk does not want to take a chance at offending SpaceX. They're currently the biggest advertiser on Twitter. That's not a joke. That's not a joke. SpaceX buys ad space on Twitter.
But it's so tragic. It's like, wait a minute, I'm insulting myself. Oh no! How does this work? I mean, to me, throughout my life, it's like, all right, I'm a kid who grew up with the Fireside Theater, and and
Don't touch that dwarf. Hand me the players.
You got it, Jenny. And it's like, I didn't think it could get any more absurd than that. And the Fireside Theater predated, really, the Monty Python's Flying Circus. They were kind of some Hemi-Demi semi-contemporaries.
Orgy, tie your bike.
Watch Idiocracy and then get back to me.
But I forget where it was going. I've lost the thread. The thread.
We could do a remake of Idiocracy without having to actually film anything. We can just, cut in segments from Trump rallies.
We really need to. I'm sorry. I've been out of it. In so many ways, the past couple of weeks, but that old fat trans people sitting around. That maybe we're doing it now. I don't know. Jesus Christ.
I'm going to change the subject here.
Frosty the Snowman. I thought we were yelling fictional creatures.
Yeah,
I'm
go.
sorry.
Go ahead, Jenny gets to go. Let Jenny go.
You guys missed a real good time last night with Mage's new movie thing on Monday night. They put together, getting together on StreamYards and sharing a movie. And there were only 3 of us there. But the movie was Pride, titled Pride. I don't know if any of you have heard it before.
Yeah.
It's an English film.
Yeah.
It was about this group of gay people from London who decided they wanted to do something proper for social service causes, and picked this miners group to support financially, because miners are on strike and for quite a while, and they're starting to hurt for food and clothing and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a true story, but all Pictionaries like that always they have a lot of embellishment, but the base story was true. And it covered all the the conflict between the miners and the faggots, according to them. There was one of the central characters was a kid who was 20, almost 21, and his parents didn't know that he was gay, and that calamity when it finally sprung. The miners gaining acceptance, or I should say, the gay folks gaining acceptance from the miners. A couple of the miners coming out of the closet, kind of thing, but it was really, really good. And for me, it was especially painful because it took place in the early '80s, and I was like kind of that same age of those people at the time. And I also had many friends who died from AIDS, and it was just emotionally difficult to watch, but it was very well written, very well acted.
It's a Sin is also another British production about that time that is incredibly good.
Well, maybe we should try and see that one too.
And Stephen Fry plays a closeted British PM, or not PM. I'm saying MP, PM. I guess you're an MP before you're a PM. I don't know how the fucking. Hey, any Canadians in the fucking audience? Let me know how this shit works.
PM, Prime Minister, what?
Fry played a member of Parliament, MP, who was closeted, and also during that weird transition time.
Yeah.
And it was a series. It wasn't a film. It was a television series that the BBC broadcast, and it's 1 or 2 seasons. I don't remember, but it's called It's a Sin, and it's really good. But it's also really bad because if you live through those times, fuck, it sucked. Whether you
member
were
of Parliament
or closeted or whatever, it was a
Maya. Hi, Maya.
Maya's been around. She's unpacking, I think. While listening.
Wait a minute, what the hell is
Maya
that?
has boxes.
She has lots and lots of boxes.
Join the chat. I'm going to push a button and see if it destroys my
yes,
connection.
you can sign in and you can play. You can actually write to the chat now. I've been doing it this whole time, actually.
Oh, okay. So it's a new feature.
Yeah, I just found it today. So it's been
shit. I hadn't found
new in the
either.
last 2 weeks. I think I was on Neil's 2 weeks ago and it wasn't there. I'll be unpacking forever. Good to see you too, Nick.
Yeah. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, nobody wants to be a mop.
Oh.
Hey, that's okay, Logan. You know what my initials
Nick!
are? You know what my initials are? BAM. You know what they are if you take out my middle initial? BM.
Well, I can relate to that.
But I liked my initials, so I kept it anyways.
Wow. Here I am. I've been just sort of going between from screen to screen. It's like and I haven't been paying attention to yeah. Hashtag unprofessional. Damn it.
Hashtag I'm high. I see you, trees.
Trees has been here since the get-go.
I know.
Because you need to look at the trees.
What?
His name was Alex St. Smith. Oh my God, I bet he did.
Alex St. Smith? Whoa.
I
Okay.
went to school with these two kids. Their last name was Koch. Well, that's how they pronounced it. But where they were from, it was actually pronounced cock.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was bad for them.
Yeah.
They were
Now,
like, it's Koch. And we were like, it's not, because you always get so offended by it. So we know that that's the real, because you've already told us. So
yeah, I wouldn't want to dox anybody, but there is a person in our atheist community whose surname is Christian.
Mm.
oh, poor guy, person, they,
That's
them,
okay.
she, he, it, whoever they are.
That would be
That's-
awful.
That's, you know.
We had
Yeah,
it's
baby,
okay.
I've been
What the
smoking.
fuck?
we had a coach in our high school too, and it just came down to everybody, you know, ended up deciding that his name was going to be oh shit, what was it? Cock? Yeah, that was just simply cock.
Yeah.
Coach, Koch, whatever. It's cock, and he got called for 3 years.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm so tempted, but I can't.
In my
do you
high
know-
school,
My sailor's brain is just. So
Who do you know? You know a guy named Christian Cox, Nick? Where does he live?
the school security was named Mr. Puff. And every single time we got a new teacher, she thought we were making fun of him because this guy literally looked like a walking beach ball. So we couldn't get the new teachers to believe us that that was actually his name.
Poor guy.
No, I grew up with a guy named Christian Cox. Gay guy. Fucking nicest person you'll ever meet in your life. Oh, yeah. No, that's literally was his name. That's his name. He still has it. His name is Christian Cox. Sweetheart, gay guy, does theater and stuff. Lives in California.
If it weren't for Christian
So I just
Cox,
laughed when you typed it.
If it weren't for Christian Cox, there would be no Christian kids. So
Well, I mean, not totally
Come on!
necessarily true. It could be removed directly from. Never mind. Anyways, the point is,
well, come on, let's not get too technical here. It's like
yeah, you know what was funny though? No one ever picked on him because Christian was like the nicest guy in the world. I'm pretty sure everybody kind of like knew he was gay, but didn't say anything. I think he kind of freaked out the bullies because it's one thing to be like, "Oh, you're gay," to be mean, but when someone really is, I think it freaked him out. So they didn't mess with him much. And he was just a nice guy. And I think it was because it was so obvious. Like his last name was Cox. Like there's not even a joke there. It's too obvious. It's literally their
okay.
name.
all right. Now, here's my in. I forgive me, YouTube. Forgive me, everyone. Forgive me, please. But I'm a woman of a certain age, and I remember Special Prosecutor Archibald Cox. I also remember 1974.
Well, Archibald Cox was the Attorney General who prosecuted Watergate.
Thank you for filling that in.
Oh,
I
that's
appreciate
right.
that.
That's where I've heard that name. Thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. And Elliot Richardson, who was previously my senator from Massachusetts,
I
who
believe he was
became the
Defense
Attorney
Secretary.
General.
Attorney General?
Huh?
Okay.
He became Attorney General. He became Attorney General under Richard Nixon during Watergate and all of that.
I had a
Archibald, hang on, just a sec. Archibald Cox was the special prosecutor appointed to investigate Watergate. Archibald Cox got the goods on Tricky Dick. Tricky Dick told Elliot Richardson to fire Archibald Cox.
Yep.
Elliot Richardson said, "I won't fire Archibald Cox. You'll have to find someone to fire Archibald Cox."
For you. Yep.
And I resign. Mr. President, here's my resignation. I'm sorry, I can't do that in good conscience. He's an independent counsel, for fuck's sake. How am I supposed to fire an independent counsel? That's not gonna work. Okay. You won't do it. You're gone. Who's next? Oh, there's this guy, William Rehnquist. Oh, he's second in command at the Justice Department. You might remember the name William Rehnquist because he became the Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court after being appointed and confirmed by the United States Senate. But hey,
from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Anyway, so this all happened back in my misspent youth, and I remember a bumper sticker that was very popular in the environs of Boston, Massachusetts, that said, "Impeach the cocksacker."
I like it.
I do too. I think it's pretty good.
All right, here's one for you, Stephanie. I had this girlfriend back then. She was one of my students at university, and we ended up starting to date and stuff and fuck like bunnies. She was really good. Of all the women I dated, I wish I hadn't broken things off with her most of all. She was pretty nice, Linda Drager. Her uncle was Robert Haldeman.
Oh fuck!
Her father was who?
Haldeman from Nixon administration. One of the plumbers.
Oh.
Yeah. And I didn't believe her at first. I said, okay, yeah, you're fucking.
He wasn't a plumber. Okay. He was Nixon's
chief
of staff. He was the analogy to Mark Meadows.
Yeah. So I didn't believe her. So she one day finally whipped out some family pictures, and there he was. Holy cow! Brush cut and everything.
Yeah, he had a buzz cut. He was like, get this guy. It was like one of those off the sides, up the head, a butch cut. I think they used to call it.
Okay, folks, I have to go. I'm now like an hour and a half late, and Petunia's probably panicking. She's going to starve to death if I'm not up there to feed her.
Okay, Perps. Take care.
Thanks,
Perp. Later, Perps.
Okay, good
I've
night.
been here a while. I don't know if I'm beginning to.
Just
Well,
yeah,
I
just
got
run, perps.
I got caught in some threads on tribal, and forgot that you were going to do this. So
Yeah,
I
no worries.
apologize.
No worries. Thanks for coming. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
So it's working out okay on the new system.
Touch wood. I mean, the new system is new in name only.
Yeah.
But it's it's capable enough. It seems.
What is it?
It is a Dell Precision T1700
Oh, PC.
PC. It's a desktop PC. I mean, I don't need a laptop. I've got an iPad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
It's like I don't really need, but I do need a something that's anchored, because an iPad's while an iPad is very, very capable, it's kind of shackled by its operating system, and it's another bitch. That's another whingy point. It's like, I've got this modern machine that's built in 2020. It's like, why can't I use it to do all of this stuff? Well, because we won't lay it. Okay, fine. Cool. Anyway, yeah, but it's, this thing, it's capable enough. And I hope y'all don't mind me shilling a little bit. My links to my Patreon are in the description and all of that crap, but I'd really appreciate some help if anybody has a shekel or two to throw my way, because this has literally taken me a couple of weeks to get back to, and I think I'm back and can maybe do some more serious work here with a better machine, and anyway, just chilling out there. Anybody who cares, I'd appreciate a nickel or two.
The next one you come across, get it for me, okay?
Okay.
It's like, sure, I just have this money just laying around to grab one.
Yeah. This was not something I had budgeted for, shall we say? Although I suppose
It's
everybody
always
should,
like that.
But
Yeah.
I need a sugar mama.
Don't we all? Just thinking about starting a business, just like going around fucking old ladies, get rich.
My brother John, I just can't believe him. He barely finished high school. Just the most undisciplined lying sack of shit you'd ever want to have for a family member. He married into money and hasn't had to work for the last 25 years.
That's nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that's like. I've never.
Well, it's fun to watch from the outside. They have 11 cars, like five or six big. Well, they're John and Darcy are both collectors. John does restoration work on them, and Darcy drives them and technically owns all of them, but it's a joint property state, so John has them too. And it's just those two, no other family members.
Yeah.
Well, there's one out in Colorado, but he kind of disowned the family, and they haven't seen each other in 20, 30 years, something like that. Ignored their mother's funeral and things like that. But
my family are dropping like flies. I get it.
They've got some really, really nice iron. I must say that. Several
There are no
English
further flies
cars.
to drop. I'm the last fly standing right now.
Yeah, isn't that weird? My brother Gary and I have become our family's patriarch and matriarch. We're the oldest. We're the oldest of the clan right now. Of
Yeah.
course, I haven't seen any of the clan for 40 some years, but I guess I'm still the boss. I'll order them killed or something, I guess. Just kidding. Forgot we were live.
I actually had like
Yes, Jenny is always kidding when
last,
she says
last
this.
summer I had a nice reunion gathering of the tribes. Some my the eldest boy in the second family of my grandfather's family of 12. His eldest son, in other words, my cousin Donald, who's in his late 80s, probably early 90s, late 80s. So I think he was 89 last year. He came over to Portland with his wife and a bunch of kids, grandkids, and stuff. And they come over here. They live in Vermont. They came over here. They have like 2 weeks at a place on a local island that they come over and do every year. We had a nice little reunion as such, and
Cool.
as such, and it's kind of fun. Family's complicated as all.
And sure are.
You got to tell me, I still have 5 brothers and sisters.
We used to have family
Brothers and sister.
big family reunions once every year, every other year, and it was always nice. There would be like 50, 60, 70 people there.
Sure.
That everybody knew each other, of course, and once in a while you'd get a new straggler in who just got married to somebody or that, and I have to admit I miss that. But those aren't going to be happening again. So I guess I'm not missing out on anything. My one cousin Diane Luzinski was her name. She died really young. She was like 36, I think, and died of stomach cancer.
My sister died of stomach cancer.
Man, how does that
46.
happen at that age? She was a surgical nurse and stuff. She was my favorite of all my relatives. And then my other cousin Tom Wilson attempted to rape me.
That ain't good.
But my brother Gary intervened.
That is.
I never grew up with any of my cousins. I never knew any of them really. I met them briefly.
All right, guys. We've been going for a while. A hot minute, you might say. Maybe the minute is overdone. It's like almost 2 hours and 45 minutes. So it's like I really appreciate you, Beck and Jenny. Thanks so much for coming over here and doing the thing. Again, I want to thank everybody who's been supportive over this rather grim time, but if you, I hope to do more. I've got something that I can do more with, and I appreciate your support and interest. So there's a virtual cookout, I'm told, by Jay Bundy. Says virtual cookout and gather, and Jay, you want to? If I make, you can drop a link. Let me hang on a second. Let me see.
What is gather?
What is gather? Gather is
It's a space where you like have a little person and you can go from one area to the other and connect into those calls and talk to different people, and they're all in one platform having different conversations.
Oh, interesting.
So it's really cool. Like you can
It's
literally
kinda
just
neat.
walk over to the table where they all are and click join. And if you get close to it, it'll tell you if it's a private conversation or open or what they're doing in there. If they're playing games, sometimes you can go in there and play like golf games or trivia games or whatever with people. It's pretty cool platform. And Jay's got a lot of people in it.
Jay, I just I just made you a mod over here, so let's go ahead and drop a link. There you go.
Yeah, it's like a virtual Discord. Yep. Bundy Ranch. There you go.
I'll put the link in.
Thank
the
you,
private
Mr.
chat.
Laptop.
Yeah, Mr. Laptop. Yeah.
Well, when I first met Jay, it was on other channels, and I just started. Everybody else called him Hunter or Hunter Biden or whatever, and I just started calling him Mr. Laptop. And then later on, I found out who he was, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay." So every time I see him, I just still call him Mr. Laptop. It's can't break tradition. You know,
StreamYard made another change here. I can actually select and copy from the chat too. I just copied that address.
There you go. You just got that link. Well, I'm gonna head over there as soon as we wind it up here. I want to thank everybody who's been here and joined the stream and has hung out in the chat on this 4th of July, and maybe I'll just play another few seconds of To Anacreon on High.
I'm leaving.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always nice being had. Wait a minute.
I appreciate the invite as well.
Please.
I love you, ladies. You're all amazing.
Anyway, thanks.
You're
Goodbye,
welcome.
everybody. Take care.
Don't
We'll
get
see
caught.
ya.
Peace.
Gather. Peace. I'm gonna click the thing.